up putting a electric gate opener, battery powered, solar powered. Didn't record anything the first day. The owner of the park and I were just pretty much non-stop trying to figure out how this thing actually went together. I've never done one. I've wired up a few, but the hardware, I've never installed it. So we were pretty much hardware in one hand and the instruction book in the other. But we got it together. Now I'm going out there to do the electrical part, hook up all the motors and the batteries and the solar and all that good stuff. It's a little bit enjoyment of doing something besides the internet. Lately, the people that want internet installed has been on Saturday. So I'm taking advantage, helping him to get that done, because he said he don't have anybody and he would never be able to figure it out. So I'm gonna go out there and see what it would take to get that done. It's pretty much, you grab a wire from the solar, and on the circuit board it says solar positive, negative. You got two wires, red and black. You put them in, run the wires, strap them all, zip tie. It should be pretty easy. But we're going to find out. I've never messed with this brand, but it looks like all the others. The circuit board is a little different, but the markings are basically the same thing as the others. They just in a different location. So we're going to go out there and get this thing done, and hopefully we can get it to operate today. We got the canister sensor in the ground where they supposed to be able just to pull up as they leave the RV park, and the doors or the gates will automatically open. We're going to see if we can get that to work. See if the solar is actually charging. Now we're going to use the solar panel that came with it, which is a 30 or 20 or something like that watt panel. But we're going to put a bigger battery. The system don't come with a battery, and they recommend putting a 7 amp hour battery in it. You can buy a box from them that will hold 2 batteries, 2 7 amp hours, so it gives you 14 amp hours. But they base that on if you're going to set it up for like residential. It's not going to be opened and closed that often. This is going to be commercial, so it needs to be a little bit more oomph, a little bit more power, long lasting. So we're going to put a single 100 amp hour battery on there and a Victron charger on it, so he can actually have enough for that. And also, if he wants to put a converter that goes, give him 115 volts out there, he can do that. He can put more batteries, more solar, as he wants to add on. If he wants to put lights out there, the motion lights, so when somebody pulls up to come in, the lights come on. So we're going to see exactly how big he wants to build this thing. But right now we just want to get the gate to work so he can start learning how to punch in different codes, temporary codes, time sensitive codes that last like 24 hours or whatever, or one-time use, whatever it is capable of doing. I know the other ones had that you can put in there, say one-time code. Somebody's going to be coming in there, you can give them a code that works one time. It can work for so many days, so many times. I don't know exactly what configuration this one actually has, but I'm going to find out most likely today and go ahead and start programming it to whatever he wants in there, and be sure he knows how to program it if he needs to put a code in. I don't know how many codes you can put in. I don't know. But we're going to read the books and find out today, most likely. But we have about 58 minutes to get there. Well, not we, unless you say me, myself, and I, then yeah, it is more than one. But I'm heading out to get there and see what actually happens. Got all the wires in the location and strapped off. Now I've just got to wait for him to bring the book to refresh my memory of exactly where to go on the terminals on the board itself. I know the solar goes on here and the transformer, but we're not using the transformer. I just want to be sure I got the right terminals. I think I know which ones it's going to be, but I just want to be sure. And plus he's got the battery too, so I'm just going to wait on him. Got the control box mounted. Now I'm just waiting for him to show up so I can get the diagram. I got the push arm motors repositioned because I found that these systems are default, at least what I found online, a default of pull close and push open. I mean pull open and push closed. So it's pulled in to close it, it should activate and push out, and it should close. And we got to set the position on each one just right, because it has this plate right down here that when this one closes, the other one over there has to come and line up behind right here. So it's got to be precisely set. So this arm here will go right behind that plate. So we have to adjust each one individually. But we'll take the pins out of the motors when we first time put power to it, and be sure we got it right, that when we tell it to close, it actually pushes the arm out on both. And if so, then we'll tell it to retract and open, and be sure it's all the way in. Be sure we got the clamp on the bar on the gate itself is actually in the right place, because it may have to go in a little bit, may go out a little bit, don't know, but it's got a little bit of play in it, so it may be just good right where it's at, because he's got rebar down here on each side where he wants it to open, because it's past the rock on each side, and he said the road is going to be a little bit narrow than what it really is right now, but that gives enough space there and there. So if he's okay with that, then we just have to get it wired and then start testing it with the, after we get the battery and all that, get all the two motors connected, get the solar connected, get the battery connected, and then disconnect the pins, the motors with the pins there, and be able to start programming it. And we got to come down here somewhere. He wants, I don't know how far he's going to go, depends on how good these remotes are for the keypad. Maybe 40 feet, 30 feet, I don't know. But let him decide on that. But we can take the wireless control keypad and actually test it and see if it can go where he wants it to be. But it's just a matter of sitting waiting for him now. No rush. I got all day. Told him I'd give him all day Tuesday and all day Wednesday to get this done. And it don't look like it's going to take all day Wednesday, but we'll see. All right, get these wires all tied up in here. Have to cut these solar wires down a little bit too long. See which one's positive, negative. All right. Positive one in there. There we go. Yeah. All right, we got a battery there. Got the gate opening and closing by the remotes. It's set to party mode right now, which is supposed to make the gates open and stay open until you take the party mode off. Like you're going to have a lot of guests coming in and out and don't have to worry about no codes. We're going to dig the post for the keypad. Then I got to tidy up all the wires and close that up until this other solar panel and the other big battery comes in. So let's get this dug. Well, we got the gate all programmed. Now I'm just going to sit here. It's supposed to be a 2-minute delay for it to close. He just went through with the clicker he's got in his vehicle, and plus we've got the punch pad here on the post, which is right there. Now we're just waiting to see if it closes, and then I'm going to head out of here and head home. Two minutes don't seem long, but when you're sitting and waiting for every second of it, it seems forever. Alright, there's one side starts, the other side. One side starts because it's got the plate, the stop plate, so the one on the right will have something to rest against. There we go. See you in the next video.